guy's favorite, come from the hood. Here talk sports like you know he would. Loves the Packers, hates the Pats. Hey, you might even see Bill the Cat.
Yo, now welcome back. That's his catchphrase, Man in Black. His name is Avry, he's no joke, Here he comes, now enjoy the show.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Avry Sports Show, the webcast. Livestream.com/Avry Sports. Here in Toronto, Ontario. Once again, in the Jesus showroom. As you can tell, we're in a different part of the showroom. Things look a little bit different. Gotta mix it up. Cannot do the exact same things, or else you will be stagnant. That is the word I was looking for. Anyway, gang, a lot in store to discuss. Of course, Canada, USA Women's Soccer, the rematch. 22,000 strong were at BMO Field to watch their first match since the 2012 Olympics and that infamous semi-final game which USA won in extra time after many disputed calls by the Norwegian referee, which I think, well, I'm going to come out and say it. I personally think that game was a bit fishy and was a big fat F-I-X. I said it before and I'll say it again. But anyway, on Sunday, in the first half, naturally, the Americans are always more the aggressive team when Canada and US play. They're always going to get the majority of the shots, and we saw it again. The Americans had the ball for the most part. They got chances on Aaron McLeod, couldn't convert. And for the first 65 minutes or so, things were looking like we're going to head towards a 0-0 draw, which was still an exciting game, even if the scoreline doesn't tell you that. But then, in the 70th minute, Abby Wambach had a great through ball towards Alex Morgan, and she put in the back of the net to give the Americans the lead. And then, of course, the 72nd minute, the Americans do it again. Same player, Alex Morgan, on basically the exact same shot that beat McLeod the first time. And then things were really heading downhill for Canada. And of course, in the 92nd minute, Cindy Leroux ices the game and taunts the Canadian fans. If you don't know Cindy Leroux, she is from BC. She moved from Vancouver to the States to play for the Americans. And of course, she's taken so much heat for being a dual citizen and deciding to play for Team USA. And she basically said, get over the fact I've made my decision to play for America. And she also mentioned that, why do we not make a story about the fact that there are a few American players on Team Canada? Now I understand, of course she took heat. Of course there are fans who were booing her. And if you didn't see on Sportsnet, Craig Forrest, the color commentator, said that, yeah, you can keep her, America. You can keep her. We don't want her. I understand. Maybe it wasn't the most professional thing to say on air, but I could see his frustration because Leroux popped her jersey out towards Canadian fans as she ran to the edge of the stands. And then she said that she heard racial taunts towards her. Here's the thing. No one on the pitch or the stands or the press box or myself heard any racial slurs directed her way. So where's she getting the story from? It's a blatant lie. And to accuse fans of being racist, that's a pretty bold accusation in my mind, to come out and say they're saying racial things when basically no one heard it. There's no one to back her. Not even her own teammates said they heard anything. So what is the point of that besides really aggravating an entire nation? Your own nation, because she's still Canadian. Whether she wants to say she's American or not, her birth certificate will say that she is in Canada. I'm seeing technical difficulties. What are you all saying in the chat room, technical difficulties? We're just going strong. We are going strong here. So I don't know what the problems are. Don't know why everyone's saying technical difficulties going on. I don't see any. But regardless, either way, the fact that it got 22,000 for a friendly is showing how much that soccer in North America has grown from where it was 15, 20 years ago. Of course, the 2002 World Cup, the 2002 Women's World Cup, the under-19 one in Canada, had great fan support. The gold medal game in Edmonton, over 40,000 saw Canada play the US. That was a fantastic match, even though the Canadians lost in the golden goal. Remember that? Remember when FIFA used the golden goal? That's how you know that was a long time ago. It was a great match. But of course, John Herdman, the head coach of Canada, said that for development, the barrel is a little bit dry for young talent coming up through the system. And that's not a good sign. And of course, when you see players like Sidney Leroux deciding to play for other nations, that hurts Canadian soccer even more. Not just for the women, but for the men too. And if you know the story about Junior Hollett, who is from Canada and who plays for QPR in the Premiership League, he's Canadian and he's half Jamaican. And he's debating who he's going to play for, either Canada or Jamaica. He has yet to decide. He's training with TFC right now. He's from the area. So people wonder, who are you playing for? He's been very non-committal. He hasn't said anything yet. He's kept his mouth quiet. He's stayed mum on the issue. And you know what? I'll have to admit. It's his call. You can't force him into saying who he's going to play for. But at the same time, we cannot spend all of our energy worrying about one player, in my mind. Work on growing the under 17 teams, under 19 teams. Focus on that. If Hollett wants to come play for Canada, great. His call. He wants to go play for Jamaica, you know what? It'll suck. And I would like to see him play for Canada because we need more players staying with this country if Canadian soccer, men's soccer, is going to get past being an 85th to 90th place ranked team in FIFA. You need guys to stay here and play. And you can't force them. You can't get a rope and say, oh no you don't, you're not going anywhere, as I accidentally knock a light off, and demand that they come play for Canada. You can't do it. It's their call. But focus on what you have here in Canada. Grow that talent because look at American soccer. Look at what they've done in the past 20 years. Even the past 25 years. 25 years ago, American soccer was pitiful. I'm going to come on and say it right now. In 1990, 1991, it was a joke. Guys were playing abroad. There was no MLS. The NASL had collapsed. There was these little indoor-outdoor soccer leagues that were a bush league. They couldn't keep players. Their point systems were messed up. And everyone just thought America was a horrible soccer nation. And back then, it was. So when they got 1994 World Cup, people said, what? The U.S.? People thought it was a joke. Because people figured back then when they awarded it, one, there's how many American players they could name. Two, they had no major league for their players to play in domestically. And the condition of them getting it back then was, FIFA told them, make a domestic league or else we're revoking your bid for the World Cup. You have to have a domestic league, which made sense. Because how can you have a league, how can you hold a World Cup and not have your own talent play in their own league? And that was how Major League Soccer came about and came with more stable ownership. Of course, naturally, one thing that happened with soccer in America was the literal Americanization of their rules. Having the clock go down backwards, clock stopping and throw-ins. And they got rid of that to be more in line with the rest of the soccer world. And they developed their talent. Look at the guys who become stars in American soccer. Men and women. Alexi Lawless, Brian McBride, of course, Alex Morgan, Hope Solo, Kobe Jones. U.S. Soccer, Landon Donovan. U.S. Soccer did the right way on how to grow their program. That's what Canada needs to do right now. Hollett, he joins? Fine. If not, focus on the other ones who can turn Canada into a soccer powerhouse. That's just my 2 cents. Either way, great game. And the next Canada match at home will be in Edmonton on October 30th. Hopefully, I'm there for that game. That should be an absolute barn burner. Anyway, we'll take our first break. Come right back. You want to call in, number to call, 714-627-9270. This is Avry Sports Show, the webcast on livestream.com/Avry Sports. Hit me up on Twitter, @Avry. Check out our Avry Sports Show question of the day. Are you yay or nay on Visors being grandfathered into the NHL for 2013-2014? Let me know and we'll come right back.